of our friends who were here all day, so I bet you guys are tired, aren't you? Yes. So, I am really excited about this school year, and I'm really excited to share some of our very great news with you and some other information, as well as introducing you to some of our admin staff and our non-homeroom-based teachers. So, I'll just hit it a bunch of times. Here we go. So the first thing we want to do is celebrate, right? Fast performance skyrocketed beyond Fulton County, Georgia, in the 2023 Milestones scores. We did really well on Milestones last year. So that's something for all of you and for all of our staff to be really proud of. We have an amazing teaching staff this year. I personally interviewed and hired them all myself and made sure that we got people in here who are really dedicated to the education of children and really dedicated to innovative education. So that we're not just a traditional public school, that we're something more, something bigger, and we're moving forward. We now have three full periods of innovation from the original 2. And the students are also getting additional time for their Genius Hour projects, which I'm sure many of you have heard them come home and tell you all the exciting things they've been doing. And then finally, we've enhanced our ELA curriculum with our adoption of Wit and Wisdom, which our teachers will actually be doing additional training on next week while you guys are all on vacation. And we have our updated math textbooks too, which has been a really great addition to our program. So I just wanted to show you our overall math and ELA scores for Milestones. So you can see FAST being the blue. This is where we are. And next year, it's going to be even better. Because we've got an awesome staff, we've got smart kids, we're well on our way. So knowing a little bit about Milestones, for those of you who maybe only have young children, Milestones is it's graded on a 4-point rubric. Students are given a 1, 2, 3, or 4, beginning, developing, proficient, or distinguished. Students are expected to score at proficient. Distinguished is children who are well above and beyond grade level. So when you see a 3, if your children did take Milestones last year, if you see a 3 or a 2, you should be proud of them. Okay? 4 is great, but 3 is great too, okay? And knowing that 4s don't come that often. These are our math scores. Again, you can see we well outperformed the state and FCS in all grade levels. This is middle school and elementary school. So, with that, I want to introduce you to some of our team members. We'll start with our leadership team. There you are. She's the only one that came up front when I invited all of the leadership team to come up front. This is Miss Anisha James. She is our new elementary AP. She has quite a bit of experience in education, and she's been doing a really great job working with your students and working with the teachers to move our program forward. She can be contacted. Their email addresses are up here, so if you need or have a question for Ms. James that's related to academics, she's the one that you email first. You don't have to email me anymore. You can email her. You can email her. If she can't answer your question, then I'm more than happy to. But that is her job. I'm trying to give it to her. So I don't have to do both. Our middle school assistant principal is returning Miss Demetria Walker. She has been doing a great job this year and last year working with our teachers to help improve their teaching practices and bring them into the 21st century so that our middle school instruction is above and beyond what's happening in a traditional middle school. Our Dean of Students is Mr. Moore. He's not here this evening because he had to play dad somewhere else, but he oversees all of our behavior and discipline along with myself. And so you may receive a call if something happens. And a lot of times it's just to let you know, there was a little incident, your child is okay, but you should know this. So don't be alarmed if he does call. And it could be because your child was involved as the victim or the aggressor. So we like to call both sides. And then finally, we have our academic coach here, Miss Gail Cadogan. Many of you have met her. She does Fast Pass this year. And she comes to us from New York with a wealth of knowledge. She's also teaching a couple of middle school ELA classes, and she's been working really hard with a lot of our teachers who have less teaching experience to help support them and give them what they need to give your students what they need. Our management team, we have our communications director, but also our new family liaison, Marie Emerson. She's also our jack of all trades. All of your schedules, middle school parents, she did them. and she, okay, you guys can come in. Don't be scared.
There's some seats down
There's some, yeah, there's seats. Alright, we're also recording this, so if you know of any parents who couldn't make it tonight, they will be able to use this recording. Woo-hoo! Seats over there. Oh, a second. Okay, thank you. He's my helper. Is that better? All right, looks like we got everybody, at least some of the people in listening space. I'm so excited to see so many people here. This just makes me so happy. So anyway, Miss Emerson, she does all of our new family liaison work. She also, like I said, this year picked up that scheduling ball and juggled it until 1 week after school started, almost all of our schedules are complete, which in comparison to other middle schools is extremely impressive. Talking with other middle school principals, they're still dealing with scheduling issues. So I just want to make sure she gets that shout out. Our new data clerk, Ms. Hernandez, over there, she has 2 email addresses. If you have questions about enrollment paperwork, you would email her personal email, and then if your kid has a doctor's note or an excuse for something because they were absent, please send it to the attendance email, because otherwise we get 5,000 emails in her regular box. And we get to the attendance emails as we get to them. They're not our first priority. So please just be aware of that. If it's not changed that day, it will be changed within the week, okay? All right, where's my innovation team? Woo-hoo! So this year we have a star-studded innovation team. We've got Miss Sahani, who's back at FAST for her 5th year? Is it 5th year? Her 5th year here. She also teaches some coding classes. We have Mr. Ryan Taylor, who is one of our carpool captains, so you all may have seen him outside. And then Mr. Jonathan Ajabi, who has joined us this year with a wealth of knowledge and different ways of teaching. Ms. Sahani, did you want to go over the themes for this year? Or the current themes for innovation? I wanted you guys to have a better understanding of what your children are doing in innovation class, because unlike a traditional public school, we have this really cool special class. And I think it's really great for you to know what that's all about. So I'm gonna give her just a minute to let you know what they're kind of working on in each grade level band.
Good evening, parents. It's super nice to see all of you. Welcome to FAST. At this hour, for K through 2, we're trying to do grade level bands, but every grade does their own theme. This is just an overarching theme. So K through 2, with outer space and aliens. We have my belief friend Roxy. She comes to FAST. She's an ideal FAST student, and she's made friends with Andy, an astronaut, and they take outer space adventures, and sometimes they bring aliens back with them. And then we try to help the aliens make friends here. So it deals with empathy. How do you make friends? How do you adjust to a place that you've never been to? Because all the kindergarten new people. So it helps them social emotional, help them adjust to the new school, new ways of learning. For 3 to 5, we're doing transformation. We align these to our Georgia Science Standards of Excellence. So not only we're doing innovation, we're also incorporating science and math in there. We're doing transformation, and basically we'll be doing baking with solar ovens and making some sort of simple machines that harness various different forms of energy, wind energy, solar energy, water, hydro. So it's called our Poly Energy Project. And 6th and 7th grade, we'll be doing energy transformation in the body, like what we eat, how our bodies consume nutrition, and it's aligned to the Georgia Standards of Excellence, which is cell structures and ecosystems and habitats. And we'll take it a step further and see how our food choices impact our environment, like when we choose to consume imported products versus products that are native to Georgia. So thank you, we're very excited. And we'll be sending you emails for all the help and support, please. Shoot us email if you have any questions. We are all going to be on Class Dojo with pictures and updates. We'll try to keep you all posted. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Miller.
She's a much better person to speak to than I do. That team has been working really hard. They're also supporting the teachers with their Genius Hour projects and are popping in and out of classes to give teachers and students support in their projects. For those 8th grade parents, you may know that this year is Capstone's year, so it is the culmination of our innovation program. I don't know, Ms. Walker, did you want to say anything about that? Ms. Walker oversees the Capstone project, but this year we're adding a Capstones committee because we really want to get more of our staff involved.
Good afternoon, good evening. Ms. Ladano, the 8th grade team, is going to talk a little bit more about Capstones in their presentation. But last year I had a chance to oversee that process, and it was amazing. As you know, I'm new to FAST, so I met students that were here at its inception. And so to see those children just incorporate everything that they've learned into their 8th grade Capstones project was just wonderful. So I'm really excited about that, and you should be too. And then making sure that they're actually thinking about what they want to work on now. And a lot of the students understand that it's going to come quickly, but it is a process. So thank you all for supporting them through that, and just continually encouraging them to think about a problem or something that they want to involve.
And thank you, Ms. Walker. We're also piloting this year a 5th grade exhibition project, which would be a smaller version of the Capstones, and it would be in 2nd semester. So you'll be hearing more about that around that time. Okay? FAST specials. Where are my specials teachers? Our teacher of the year, Mr. Hendry. and the best music teacher in all of Georgia. Our MFA graduate, Mr. Edge, as our art teacher. Mr. Ray, our sports fanatic health teacher. Miss Manusha Ushakmari, where is she? She's there. She's always smiling, computer science, and she's also picking up some coding classes. Our new PE teacher, who's always got a smile on her face too, Mr. Chelsea. And we have our two coding teachers, Mr. Allen, who couldn't be here this evening, and Miss Zazio. Now, many of you may know that Miss Broad, who was one of our 7th grade teachers, had a pretty bad fall, and so she exacerbated her injury by deciding she was going to come back to work 1 week after she broke her hip. So that led to the doctors telling her to slow down again. So she is on bed rest, and Miss Zazio has graciously taken over her classes, and Miss Ushakmari and Mr. Allen have taken her coding classes. So we had a very smooth transition with the fact that Miss Broad had to step out, and then one day later we had Miss Zazio in the classroom. She has a math degree. Yeah, you guys can keep coming in. Well, keep bringing them. You can keep coming in. All right, so our fast support staff. Ms. Tara Burns, she's our ESOL coordinator. Our IST and director, or the person who oversees our special services, is Miss Amy Chu. It is not spelled like Chu, so write that one down if you need to get in touch with her. And our tag coordinator, Miss Mary Beth Smith. And we also have an additional tag teacher, Miss Angelina Thompson. So I just wanted you to see their faces. I also want to point out our special ed teachers, Miss Zahra Rahman, Miss Amy Abramson, and Miss Stacy Robinson. She's short, so she's hiding. There's a tag teacher's information, and I'm going to ask Miss Mary Beth Smith to come up here and do her tag presentation for you guys.
Really quickly. Okay. So the new model FAST for TAG is a pull-out program, and I am taking 1st grade and 2nd grade. And Ms. Thompson works with 3rd through 5th grade, so you can contact us with any questions, and we can answer all questions about anything tag related, testing and screening. So, next. Okay. So, for qualifying for tag, you need 3 yeses out of these categories in mental ability, achievement, and creativity and motivation. Sometimes kids are tested several times before they're found eligible. It's sort of a long process. Okay. This is the most important information for tonight. We screen non-tag students, all of them, twice a year for tag testing. Ms. Thompson and I will look through, for the fall screening, we'll look through all of the MAP scores for the entire school of students who have not been found eligible. Based on certain requirements, then some students are receive more testing. If that happens, you'll get a letter and a parent consent letter to sign so that we can do further testing. When you get your child's math scores, if you have any questions about whether they're going to be eligible for further testing for TAG, please contact us and we will call you or email you back with any answers. We also have more details of the screening process posted on the website. In the spring, we screen using teacher input. And it's a little bit of a different screening process, but we do have teacher input in the spring. And this just is an overview of the program. I think we use units that Fulton County has developed, but we sort of put our fast twist on it and punch them up with a little bit more design thinking and add that innovation aspect to it. We have a lot of time to do that, so things are going really well in that.
I know there's always a lot of questions about that, so please don't email your homeroom teacher about TAG. Email the TAG teachers, because the homeroom teacher is not going to be able to answer your question. They're just going to pass it on to Miss Mary Beth Smith. Okay, so additions to the curriculum this year. We didn't change up too much, but I did mention Wit and Wisdom, and I'm super excited about it. And I have a lot of teachers who are super excited about it. It's extremely rigorous. It's all about reading authentic texts. So there isn't a textbook that the children read from with excerpts from stories or from novels. They're reading the full novel. I think in 7th grading, they're reading the Canterbury Tales. 6th grade is reading Bud Not Buddy. So they're already involved in novel studies, which is a big difference from what is happening in a traditional public school right now. I'm really excited about it. When I unpacked the books for this program, I was like, hold on, I need to go back in the classroom and teach this, because it is just awesome. Again, we updated our Math in Focus curriculum, which is a Singapore math-based program. And there are resources available online for that. So if your child, we don't send the textbooks home generally, but if you would like to see what they're doing, we will have that. That's available for you. Our halftime academic coach is giving teachers a lot of support in these two areas, as well as classroom management, especially for our teachers who are newer to the profession. We don't want to run anybody off. And then again, our additional hour of innovation, our additional hour of Genius Hour, and ongoing training and support for staff in STEM and design thinking based teaching practices. So actually, over the next 2 PD days that we have, the teachers will do Wit and Wisdom training, and they will also do design thinking training. And we will have design thinking and innovation training available for our teachers once a quarter moving forward, which is a completely new thing here at FAST. So we really want to make sure that this idea of innovative teaching, innovative leadership, innovative learning permeates everything that we do here. So, for those of you who are like, you keep saying design thinking, what is it? So this is the process that they follow. They develop empathy for a user. They define the problem. This is a question. How do we keep baby animals safe when their mom abandons them? Then they ideate. So they come up with as many ideas as they can think of. Just crazy ideas, all the ideas. Throw them all at the wall. You narrow it down, and then you prototype, right? A prototype is something that you make like this, right? It's not something that you spend hours and hours and hours on. It's something that you whip up real quick so you can try it out. Does it work? Really not a good idea to spend weeks at a time building a prototype when it's not gonna work, right? And then they test their prototype. And once again, they go back to their user, right? And develop the empathy again. They may have solved the problem and are ready to move on to the next one, or maybe they have to go through the whole cycle again. But it's always about that end user in mind, right? The empathy piece is important, because what's the point of solving a problem if it's not gonna help someone? Yeah? If it's just a problem to solve for the fun of it, it's less engaging for the students. And it's one of those things when you think of innovation. Innovation is the changing of something that we already have to the point where you can't live without it. So those of you who are over 40, like me, you may remember when we had flip phones and we just like T9 texted everybody. But now, I carry a whole computer in my pocket. And if I leave it at home, I'm losing my mind, right? That's an innovation, right? We went from this flip phone to this magic box that we carry around with us and we can't live without. And that's what we want to inspire in our students. But every innovation isn't an iPhone, right? It can be something small and build and build and build until it becomes something that we need and can't live without. I really think this part is important too. It's a collaborative endeavor. It's not something that we do alone. And for those of you who work, whether in education or in the business world, you know that we don't do anything alone. I work with my team all the time. I work with my teachers all the time. And when you're at work, you're not working alone. Even if you're working from home, you're working with a team. And so learning those skills are invaluable for the students as they move forward into high school, university, and beyond. So, with that, I'm going to go through some housekeeping stuff. Always important to remind you about uniforms. Please make sure your children are dressed in uniform each day. We are a uniform school. It is a way to keep a balance between all children. No Crocs, please. They are a safety issue. They're slippy, slidey, and I don't want any children falling down the stairs. So if your child has been wearing Crocs, please leave them at home moving forward. They can wear like slide shoes, like the slide-on sneakers. For those over 40, like Vans, that's fine. The outerwear thing. So we know a lot of students have not gotten their vast hoodie. And if you're in middle school, you have to have a hoodie on. You cannot be here without one. It's impossible. If you're a middle school parent, you know I'm right. Take that off, it's 90 degrees outside. Nope. Wearing a hoodie. So please, make sure you purchase the fast hoodie for your student, or the fast fleece, which will then be left on the playground and end up in lost and found. So last year I was up with my own Land's End. That's how many fleeces were in there. We were giving away fleeces. Just take any fleece that fits your kid. So be mindful of that and write your child's name in it. And was it Marie who was telling me how to write it in there? How do you write it in there, Marie?
Dry erase marker.
Use a dry erase marker. Apparently it doesn't wash out. That's a mom trick, apparently. But definitely write your child's name, especially in the fleece or the hoodie or the sweater, because they take them off when they go outside for PE, they get all sweaty, then they leave it in there and then it rains, and there's a bunch of wet fleeces everywhere, which is so gross. So, we also want to get them back to you. I know they're not cheap. So, and we have our used uniform sale happening today, so pick up a fleece on your way out. Our cell phone and Bluetooth policy. This is a Fulton County policy that we are abiding by. Students may bring their phones to school. They are allowed to play on their phone before school and after school. They may not have their phones out during the school day. They may not have Bluetooth headphones in all day. Because I don't know about you, but when somebody has headphones in, I feel like you're not listening to me. Also, it can be very distracting to both the student and the teacher. So if they need to use their carpool, just a reminder, please follow the carpool directions. There's a lot of people out there doing their very best. And we're all trying to get out of here just like you're trying to get out of here. So be kind. And also, please don't make a left turn out of the lot because it backs up the traffic and then backs up the carpool. So even if you just make a right and then make a U-turn right down the road, it's a huge help for us. Lunch. Please do not send your child to school with any nut-based products. No peanut butter and jelly, even though it's everybody's favorite food. We do have children that are highly allergic to nuts, and we don't want anyone going into anaphylactic shock here during the school day. So just be mindful of that, even if your child is not allergic to nuts. Whatever you send should be ready to eat. We don't have microwaves available, so please make sure that you put it in a thermos or something like that, with soup or whatever. And then, of course, we have our Ordo lunch. Over here, our Ordo chef. We have a chef. I just want to point out, this guy is like a famous chef. His food, I don't like that. His food is amazing. I mean, it's really good. He made charcuterie boxes for all the staff. What? And he's also got some sweet treats over there so you can try it out. The prices are pretty reasonable in comparison to last year's, and the portions are actually appropriate for children and not one tiny piece of pizza. If you were here last year, you know what I'm talking about. So, and it's also healthy food, so he uses farm to table and sources many of his vegetables and meats and things like that locally. So it's also a good way to support the community. Illness. It's the beginning of the school year, and so one kid gets sick, they all get sick. This is just how it is. If your kid's been in school long enough, you know this to be true. So if your kid doesn't feel well, please keep them at home. Don't give them a Tylenol and send them to school. Because all that's going to happen is the Tylenol wears off and then they have a fever again and they're going to call you to come get them. So they need to be fever-free, vomiting-free, other not great sickness-free for 24 hours before you send them back. If they still have a sniffle, that's fine. But if the child is going to fall asleep in class or looks droopy-eyed, we will call you and send them home. Right? We don't want to get other people sick, and also it's not fair to the little ones. And some important upcoming dates for you guys to know. This weekend you guys have like 5 days off, so have fun with your kids. September 6th is that remote learning day. Let me clarify that the teachers will send you some information for the children to, or some assignments for the children to do. It won't be anything crazy or big. It should be something that they should be able to complete on their own or with a little help from you. And this is also a great time for them to work on their innovation and genius hour projects. And so when you're home with your children, you can ask them, like, what have you been working on in Genius Hour? How can I help you with this? What supplies could we get? So it's a great opportunity for you to get involved with their Genius Hour project. A couple other important things. September 21st is International Day of Peace, which is something we've been celebrating here for the last 5 years. It is a UN holiday, and it's a really great chance for our students to engage with other children and people around the world. And remember that we want a peaceful world moving forward. September 22nd is bingo. Where's Miss Sharp? She and I will be doing a hilarious bit of emceeing the bingo night. So come to bingo, it's really fun, and it prizes. Picture day. Don't forget picture day. Put that on your radar. Your child needs to wear a cobalt blue polo that day, because those are the pictures that go in the yearbook. Okay? We're having a nice little fall break. You're welcome. We have an extra day ahead for you guys. So, nobody else in Fulton County gets that Friday off, just us. And then for those parents who are really into dress up, we have like Ribbon Week at the end of October. Our PTO, our world famous PTO trunk or treat, which is so fun, on the 27th, and then we'll have our STEM costume parade on the 31st. So I just wanted to briefly go over, do you want to explain what the elementary staff is doing?
Good evening, everyone. Once this presentation concludes, each grade level will have a presentation for you. And some grade levels may break off into their respective classrooms to give you additional information. But there should be a schedule coming up soon, and it will tell you which room to go to, and you also have it with you as well. So get ready for some awesome presentations.
And then middle school. Do you want to explain, Ms. Walker, what the expectations for this? Because I don't know.
Schedule for today? Okay, as soon as we conclude here, as you know, we're sort of behind, but here's the schedule. You're going to rotate. The presentations will be the same. We do understand that you have, many of you may have more than one child, and so we want to make provisions for you as this rotating schedule. I'm going to walk up there with you to meet the teachers with you. You should have a copy of this schedule. If not, go ahead and do a quick snapshot. Miss Emerson did send that out in an email. If you want to take a quick snapshot of this, go ahead, and we'll be ready to move up soon.
And then, if you love this place as much as I do, we ask you to spread the word for us. Let everyone know, get on social media, post about how cute were our kindergartners today with the police. I'm sorry, did you see those Facebook posts? So cute. And the day before, the police were here, adorable. No, the firemen were here the day before. So cute, they got to hold the fire hose. Pictures are adorable. If you haven't looked at them already, you should. But we want to make sure that we continue with this great momentum that we have moving forward. But with that, I'm going to pass this off to our PTO president, and she has a few things she needs to say.
Hello everyone, I am Jackie DiCaprio. I am the PTO president, and I'm going to make this short and sweet because y'all want to get into the classrooms. I have a holding board this year for the majority, so if you're here, if you could just stand up and wave. I'm not going to name everyone just because we don't have time. Okay, our sources of income are from membership, business partners, spiritware, and youth uniform sales, school supply kits, spirit nights, fun nights like bingo, trivia, trunk or treat, and then our Springs Art Festival. Ways to get involved: help plan an event, join the Garden or FBI Club, represent a country at a booth around the world event, contribute to the raffle item for family fun nights or silent auctions, volunteer to help with the library, work on the Spring Festival shift. And there's many, many other opportunities. If you go to our website or on our newsletter, we always have a link to sign up to volunteer. Okay, if you want to take a picture of this to get your membership. Okay. Okay, this year we're hoping to do $68,000, which includes facility support, teacher supplies, student council, teacher appreciation, teacher grants, and many, many more. We try to help in any way possible around the building for students, staff, facility, anything we can do, we try to do. Okay, this is our budget, which we have to vote on tonight. So if you guys, there's ones on the table, I'm just gonna have them raise their hands, and we just need a quorum to say, hey, it's good. So If I could just have the first, second, okay, I just need enough hands to go up and that our budget is okay so we can support the school. All in favor, say aye. Woo-hoo! Okay, go to the positives. Right. September 11th at Aurora Theaters for Putt-Putt Golf. I hope to see y'all there.
All right, everyone. I forgot one really important introduction, and she's the cheering face that you see as you walk in the door, and she's at her desk because she's a player of volleyball. Miss Batista. She also does great work. She's done great work with paperwork over the summer. So again, I am so grateful for all of you. I'm so blessed to be the principal of this school and to have such an amazing leadership team, such amazing faculty, and such amazing students who make coming here every day worth it all. So at this time, I'm going to say the people that are standing up, why don't you start minting out, and if you're sitting down, if you could chill for a minute and let them clear out so that we don't escape.